All right, you're welcome to the Pipsoclock news review for the 23rd to the 27th of September. This is the news review for the very last week of September, and it's really going to be an interesting week considering that we are wrapping up the month. So, we are going to be looking at the events to focus on, things to expect, and how we should trade based on the information that we have. So, beginning on Monday, Australia. So AUD pairs, you'll be considering following the midnight GMT plus one, that's Lagos time. You have, in fact, from Sunday night, let's even say it's from Sunday 22nd all the way to Friday, because Sunday nights, if you're in Africa, okay, so you are within this belt. From 23:45 GMT plus one, you have the exports, imports, and trade balance reports from New Zealand, though they are medium impact events. So if you want to trade and use USD, these are events that you may want to consider because the market would have been opened by then. So you could just pick 10, 15, 20 pips from them. All right, so, but then otherwise, just ignore. But then from Monday, midnight, just barely 15 minutes after, you have the Australian Judo Bank Composite PMI, Judo Bank Manufacturing PMI, Judo Bank Services PMI, all coming out at midnight, and they are also medium impact events. So most of us will be asleep, or rather, we'll just be watching, observing the market at that time, not trading them. And then those who don't want to trade, just take note. At 8:30 Monday morning, you have the from the Eurozone, you have the HCOB Composites PMI, Manufacturing PMI, HCOB, all of these HCOB Composite PMI, Manufacturing PMI, and Services PMI. Then at 9 a.m., you have that for, okay, the PMI we have here, even for, they're all for September, but they're all prelim for September, prelim for September. These are events to watch. They are high impact events for the Eurozone, and you want to take note. So just in case you are early in the markets in the morning, so just take note of this. Probably you want to wait for them to be released, then you know the direction that Euro is going. That's how you could trade this. Wait for the release of these events and know the direction Euro is going so that you can actually trade. All right, you can also check the technical analysis for the Euro USD pair and know what we know our bias for the week. Okay, so then you have the GBP, S&P Global, and CIPS Composite PMI prelim, the same manufacturing PMI and services PMI, all prelim for September, coming out at 9:30. High impact event too. The same strategy you want to trade the Eurozone events, I recommend for this too. Allow the events to be released and watch the direction, and then let it realign with the trend, and then you can get in. And of course, at 1:30, at 1 p.m., okay, that's a medium impact event. A medium impact event. You know what to consider that very much. That's a member of the Federal Reserve will be speaking. And then we have at 2:45, 14:45, that's S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. Pay attention to this event because it's it's high impact and likely to affect what direction the USD pairs will go, particularly when you consider the major pairs and gold. All right, so I think that's all for Monday. Then on Tuesday, RBA interest rate decision, very critical one at 5:30 a.m. So this one you want to pay attention to this. As a matter of fact, by the time you wake up to trade, maybe at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m., this event would have taken place. All right, so if you want to trade it, sincerely speaking, when you trade these events, don't enter into the volatility. No. Allow it to come out. Know what interest rate is. For example, here, the this rate decision here, the forecast is that there's not going to be any change. Okay. But perhaps there is a change. That is what is going to drive the AUD USD or AUD pairs for the week. But if there's no change, it will just move up and down for a while and then settle. But if there is a change in the forecast, whether it's a rate cut or is a rate hike, both of them will be surprising. Whichever way it goes, it will be surprising, and that's going to redefine the trend for AUD pairs this week. Okay, so at 9 a.m., 6:30, okay, there'll be press conference. That's the Reserve Bank of Australia press conference at 9:30 at 6:30 a.m. Barely an hour after the interest rate statement and rate decision. Okay, so then at 9, you have the German IFO business climate, current assessments and expectations at 9. There are medium impact events. Take note of them. 2 p.m. we'll see the release of the housing price index month on month for July from the US. And at 3, you have the consumer confidence index for September. These are medium impacts. And of course, for the Canadian dollar, you have the the governor making a speech at 6:10. That's 18:10. And let's see where the speech is happening. Okay, that will be at the Institute. Okay, that's the Bank of Canada Governor Chief Macklem participates in a fireside chat at the Institute of International Finance (IIF) and the Canadian Bankers Association (CBA) Canada Forum 2024. So investors will be combing his speech at this event to know what direction for the Canadian dollar. Wednesday, there are just 3 events. The AUD at 2:30, monthly consumer price index year on year. You can trade the numbers. In fact, it's the only major event on the FX3 calendar for Wednesday. Then the other two are medium impact events. But then when you consider that of 3 p.m., when the new home sales change will be released, that might drive the market a little. Yeah. Then you have Thursday. On Thursday, you have let me just pick the high impact events for Thursday. You have at 1:30. In fact, at 1:30, there are numerous of them, a whole number of them, both medium and high impact bets. From this, I could single out the gross domestic products analyzed for the second quarter 2. So, but then watch out for all of these because the one that will be the driver here is the gross domestic products analyzed. Okay, you can trade the numbers. If the outcome is higher than 3%, you want to sell Euro USD and GBP USD, but if and buy USD JPY and USD CHF and USD CAD. But if it's lower, you want to sell off. Okay, you sell off the dollar, buy Euro and Euro GBP and Euro USD and GBP USD, and sell the other pairs. Okay, so initial jobless claims for the same time. Okay, all right. So these bets, watch out for the main events there. Okay, but then uh, there is this monetary policy report hearings for the Bank of England. There's no specified time there, so you just have to put your ears down and be careful. Trade with risk, and manage your risk well. Don't overexpose. And of course, at 2:20, the Fed Chair Powell will be speaking. At what event is that? Let's see. Okay, that the Jerome Powell will be delivering pre-recorded opening remarks. Okay, at the 2024 U.S. Treasury Market Conference in New York. Okay, so investors will be combing that pre-recorded speech for clues. That's on Thursday. Then on Friday, we have the high impact from Japan at midnight, 30 minutes past midnight. You have the consumer price index, both the core, that's the exempting food and energy and exempting fresh food, all coming out at 12:30 GMT plus one. And for Australia, they're all medium impact events, while at 10, the Euro events are, in fact, all of the other events from Europe, all the way till 1:30 are medium impact. It's from 1:30 that you now have the core personal consumption expenditures and all that from the US. So just pay attention to those and you'll be good. All right, so that's for the news reviews for the week. But let's just make a little confirmation from Forest Factory. And if you check on Forest Factory, you can see that the events are almost the same. They are literally the same. Just go through them and see for yourself. So you know what to watch out for. You know what to watch out for. The ones in red are the active event, the high impact events. You want to watch out for them and you want to wait for the release. Then you take position based on the outcome. Okay, so that'll be it from all of us at Pipsoclock. I want to wish you a very wonderful and productive week. Thank you and God bless you.